Let's get into that fool's paradise thing a little more. I'm going to tell you a story. There was a woman who cured lupus. It was back in 1999. Barb befriended her. She was one of the first people who cured things who we spoke to extensively. And that's how she cured it, because I don't think she ever would have cured it if she just came in and all we had was text lessons back then. And people did not do well with text lessons. They needed movies. And you know, the funny thing, after you do these movies for a while, you're going to do great with the text lessons. You know, when you get used to, you know, your finger getting signals with your finger and feeling the good feeling, and you know, you just get inside of this, you'll be able to rip through those text lessons. And there are thousands of them. The discoveries we made, I'll just tell you one thing. Never in a million years would you find out some of the things that you are going to find out within hours if you just get started and pound away on those text lessons. Never. You never would have stumbled on it. And, you know, there were like hundreds of us back at the beginning, you know, because I had a seminar company. I taught everybody how to do it, you know. And we all tested. They researched. These people researched things. They did, you know, they did all kinds of inquiries. I mean, and there were hundreds of them doing them. And, you know, they'd all stumble on different things depending on what they needed. So that's what you've got, see. You've got the benefit. You're standing on the shoulders of people who came before you like legions. Now there's like thousands of people who've been through here, and nobody ever could make a connection with somebody who would end the HIV epidemic. There's been nobody who knew anybody with the power to do that, at least nobody who talked to the person. Because if the person who can end the HIV epidemic ever finds out about the cure drive and actually gets it, which a lot of people don't, but you did, right? You know? And people on the highway, when I hand out bumper stickers, do, or else no one would ever take a bumper sticker. But at the end of an hour, I end up with $60 in donations, and at $2 although some people give me $10, but still, you know, some people give me a quarter because they ain't got no money or nothing. So there, people get it, you know, and it's possible that the person with the means and the will get it. And if that happens, no more HIV epidemic. But it's really a shame that at this point, that person has never, you know, stumbled on this and, you know, discovered that they could end the epidemic, because that, you know, there are just so many people who passionately want to do that. You know, they really, like, they lust, they thirst to help the, you know, and it's kids. These are kids dying, you know, little guys, you know. So, anyway, okay, the fool's paradise. So my friend cured her cancer, and I talked to her the other day. I've been talking to her all these years. Barb went and lived with her for years. Or she went to live with Barb in Santa Fe. And so I've been in touch with her because, you know, I talk to Barb, you know, all the time. And she's got it back. Now, at this point, hearing that, see, we're talking about a fool's paradise, right? Hey, this is real. You know, the stuff I tell you, you got to listen to it, because feeling good is a fool's paradise. She felt good, you know, and she had no lupus for 6 years. No symptoms, nothing a doctor could pick up, nothing there. Well, she's got symptoms big time, and she didn't call me either. She was telling me this is going on for months. And I tell a story about her in another place where I called her by accident, and she had gotten like a quote outbreak of lupus an hour before, you know, and I got mad at her and told her, well, what are you doing, you know, like cure it, you know, and she did, and, you know, it was gone. Maybe she's done this now, I don't know, because I talked to her a few days ago, but she told me she was going to call me back and do a cure show about it. See, she is, and see, I don't, you know what, if I were you, I would be like thinking about asking for my donation back. Please refund my donation. This doesn't work. We don't refund donations, just to make it clear, okay? Donations are, we spent it on the Africans. It's non-refundable, you know. You were thinking of the for-profit things that you buy things from. Those things you can get refunds from, but not from, you know, churches don't give refunds. However, like if you stop, you know, believing in Jesus, they don't give you a refund. However, I can understand how you feel, you know, if you feel that way, because, but see, you need to feel that way. That you need to know this. You need to expect this, you know, that if you are not going to actually take everything out, like, why do you think she's got her lupus back? Think about it. What have I been trying to pound into your head for the last couple of hours, right? You did lesson 1. We talked about it there, okay? There are cofactors. There are ancillary causes. There are contributing factors. There's interference. There's influence. There's you name it. Plus, you ask, well, how could she have lupus back after 6 years? And of course, you're thinking, you know, well, it must have just been in remission, maybe, you know. But guess what? Maybe not. Maybe she cured it and she had absolutely no lupus and got a negative medical test, which I believe she did, although I don't remember anymore. But people get negative medical tests on stuff all the time. You know, people are always getting negative medical tests. It means nothing. But okay, it was, let's say it was gone, eradicated. You know what? Nobody knows what causes it in the first place. So how do you know, you know, how do you know, you know what I'm saying here? I mean, it can come any time. You know, anybody could get it. You know, men get it. So she does the minimum. Celeste does the minimum. That's what she does, okay? If that, and you know, I'll tell you what she told me when I was on the phone. She said to me, she said, I still do Immunix. She still does Immunix, and she's got lupus, which she cured with Immunix, which is why I don't call it Immunix anymore. You ever wonder why we call this the cure drive, and it looks like, well, gee, it seems like people are doing this thing called Immunix in it. Well, yes and no, okay? Because this isn't something you do. It's something that you be. You be a drug. You be the drug that cures whatever you get. You be the meanest SOB in the valley, you know. You be the, you know, the dreadnought. You be the, you know, nothing sticks to you. You do not go down with a spiritual illness or an emotional illness, or, you know, stay mad at somebody for 5 years, or you don't do that. You don't do that stuff. You know, you don't have unforgivennesses and unthinkingnesses and willlessnesses. You don't have that stuff. You take those things out. Because if you don't, you end up like Celeste. Now look, hey, Celeste has had 6 good years, and I guess her symptoms aren't as bad as they originally were, because she's still working. And so she's not on disability yet. But, you know, I tell you, I get pretty ticked off about this. And, you know, you see, you know, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have told you about this, because I kind of got, like, peeved, you know, thinking about it. I mean, look, you know, maybe I have something that I need to clear. Maybe I need to test through the hub today. And that's one thing you're going to be told to do in the emails. Did you actually join the Cure Drive email group? Because you need to get those emails and read them and do what they tell you. Or test them. Or, you know, I mean, you can't read all of them. You may not have time, but you test through them, and you want to delete them because they'll crash your email program if you don't. You get so many emails, it crashes your email program. So, okay, so now, what's the next thing you need to know, okay? What is the thing that's going to, like, solve this situation?